Here's a hard truth about your focus. You're losing a war you don't even realize you're in.
And the enemy? It's not your phone, not your calendar, not even your lack of discipline. It's the invisible ecosystem around you, engineered to fracture your attention for profit.
That's the real opponent, a system that rewards your distraction. And the typical answers, time blocking, task lists, inbox zero, they're not just outdated, they're part of the illusion.
Because they treat productivity like a software bug, like you just need a better app. But Covey was never offering hacks. He was proposing a fundamental shift in how we live and lead.
Exactly. He drew a line between what he called the personality ethic, image, technique, optics, and the character ethic, integrity, principles, alignment from the inside out.
That shift is the foundation, not surface-level inspiration, but deep internal structure.
You don't fix your focus by rearranging your apps. You fix your life by rebuilding your operating system.
Welcome to Super Fast Mind. Learn with books, where we don't do fluff. We decode timeless strategy and turn it into real-world leverage.
Today, we're revisiting the 7 habits of highly effective people and flipping one of its core habits to help you dominate the attention economy.
So here's the promise. By the end of this episode, you'll understand why managing your time is the wrong game, and how to upgrade it with a high-performance framework for the world we live in now.
And we've built a complete strategic guide to help you apply these insights. It's free, practical, and designed to give you leverage fast. Stick around and we'll show you how to grab it.
Let's begin with Habit 3. Put first things first. Covey introduced the famous time management matrix. Tasks sorted by urgency and importance. Quadrant 2, important but not urgent, is where your highest value work lives.
Strategic planning, deep thinking, long-term projects. But here's the problem. That framework was built for a world where urgency was the main enemy.
Exactly. In the late 1980s, the threat was interruptions. Phones ringing, memos piling up. Today, it's something deeper. It's the constant pull of the trivial. Tiny dopamine hits, scrolling, swiping, notifications. You don't feel stressed, you feel busy, but nothing meaningful moves.
You're not drowning in emergencies anymore. You're bleeding focus through invisible distractions. That's why the first major shift is this. The goal is no longer to manage your time. It's to defend your attention.
Because attention is now your most precious asset. And most people walk into battle unarmed, treating their calendar like a to-do warehouse instead of a shield.
Here's the reframe. You are not a time manager. You are an attention strategist. Your job is to protect your highest leverage focus at all costs.
Which means audit your inputs. Notifications, environment, habits. If they're not aligned with your deepest priorities, they're a breach in your firewall.
Covey would call this the application of Habit 1. Be proactive. Don't let the world dictate your rhythm. Design your ecosystem to reflect your values. Shrink your circle of concern. Expand your circle of influence.
And here's the tactical move. Practice the response pause. Between stimulus and response, there is a space. And in that space, you choose. A frustrating email, a tough comment. That 1-second pause is where proactivity lives. That's where agency begins.
But attention alone isn't enough. You need to know what's worth defending. So the next question is, what are you protecting your focus for?
That's where Habit 2 comes in. Begin with the end in mind. The classic version? Write a personal mission statement, a life blueprint. But in today's uncertain world, rigid maps don't survive impact.
Exactly. What you need is not a map, it's a compass, a flexible alignment tool rooted in your values. We call it the adaptive compass.
Here's how it works. Before you commit to anything, a meeting, a goal, a relationship, run it through your compass. Does this align with your purpose? Is it congruent with who you're becoming? If not, say no, even if it looks important.
Clarity doesn't come from knowing every step. It comes from knowing your direction. In chaos, the compass becomes your filter. That's strategic decision-making at its core.
And when you combine that compass with your defended attention, you unlock intentionality. You stop reacting. You start leading.
But there's still one critical piece missing, the fuel, the system that powers the engine.
That brings us to Habit 7. Sharpen the saw. Covey called this self-renewal: physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual.
But in today's always-on culture, this isn't optional. It's not bonus time. It's infrastructure. We call it sustainable well-being.
And it's not random. It's rhythm. A deliberate recovery protocol. 1 hour per day. 4 dimensions of renewal. Not a reward, a requirement.
This is the P/PC balance, one of Covey's most important insights. P is production. PC is production capability. If you burn out the machine, you lose the output.
So sharpen the saw becomes protect the asset. And that asset is you. Recovery is no longer indulgence, it's performance insurance.
So now you've got the 3 building blocks: defend your attention, align with the compass, protect the asset. That's the architecture of self-mastery, what Covey called the private victory.
But here's the key. Self-mastery isn't the finish line, it's the launching pad. Because once you've stabilized the inner game, you can win the public one.
The public victory, that's where leadership, collaboration, and influence live. But none of it sticks unless you've done the inner work first.
You want to lead others? First, lead yourself. Win the war inside your mind, then you can shape the world outside.
Let's land this. The old rules of productivity, they're obsolete. They were built for a different war.
To win today, you need 3 core upgrades. 1. Shift from time to attention. 2. Use an adaptive compass, not a rigid plan. 3. Build a system for sustainable energy.
That's the internal OS of the 21st century performer. It's not about hacks, it's infrastructure.
And that's exactly why we built the 7 Habits Strategic Playbook, a free, in-depth guide that bridges timeless principles with modern tools.
It's practical, detailed, and designed to turn insight into action. Download it using the link in the description and use it to redesign your week starting tomorrow.
And if this gave you leverage, subscribe to Super Fast Mind. We break down timeless books and turn them into frameworks that move the needle.
What book should we decode next? Drop your suggestion in the comments. We're building this library with you.
Thanks for joining us. Stay focused, stay strategic. See you next time.